Hey y'all, it's Tyler Ibler with Stratton Studios. Just wanted to give an update on everything. The talks with that company in New York that is going to help us find funding, they are going along great. Uh, Going to be meeting with my contact there uh, over the phone later this coming week to discuss paying in installments based on my budget, because that's something that they offer, is budget based installment plans. And once that's paid off, once the business documents are done, they will put it in front of over 5,000 investors, unless that email had a typo in it and it was supposed to be 500. But either case, lots of investors, and with an industry as hot as the game design industry, there shouldn't be too much of an issue finding investors who want to see certain projects flourish. But then there's the issue of getting an office space, hiring employees. Um, that shooter game that I said was either canceled or indefinitely delayed is no longer canceled, but it is still delayed. There were some technical issues, and I can't really take the credit for this because I don't know what happened, but those issues have been resolved. I can now successfully open and modify the project files. Um, so doing a little bit more work on that. Um, the tabletop miniatures game, still working on that. And still planning on making a video going into all the details of it. Um, Acquired a 3D printer, though the filament that came with it wasn't great, so I haven't been able to do any proper test prints of any of the miniatures for this game. Uh, and there are several miniatures that I have prototype designs of. Uh, the main rules of the game are complete. Now it's just a matter of getting all the rules for these specific miniatures. For all the factions, I have 3 of the factions taken care of. I believe there's a total of 13, if I remember correctly, that are going to be playable in the base game. Maybe a couple more that aren't playable in this first version, but I might release a supplement book later at a later date, as well as miniatures for any other factions that become playable. Um, More information to come on that. And we are in the very earliest stages of development for a certain project currently untitled that follows a yakuza who happens to be a vampire, and um, is with any luck going to be the first of a series that ties things together before one final game. But this series will range back from the late 80s, early 90s, where this particular game is going to take place, and go as far back as several hundred years, because some of these characters are very, very old. They don't look it, of course, because vampires are vampires, and the mages don't quite age like other people do. So, not really going to go into too much information, but I actually do the voice for the main character of this first game, and I plan on doing the motion capture performance for this guy. Um, we're in the very earliest stages of development for this project, though, so I really can't give too much information because everything's pretty much subject to change. Uh, Other than what I've mentioned, the current build of that shooter game is going to be released as a aesthetic demo. It won't really be, functional. Like you can walk and you can shoot, but the enemies just kind of stand there, and the entrance to the next level doesn't really work. I just wanted to show what kind of aesthetic is uh, the goal for this game. Some people have compared it to the Backrooms, and I can't say that's inaccurate, but it's also not the most accurate thing. Um, I will definitely put a link in the description of a future video once I can get that ready to go. Having a bit of trouble packaging it for Windows, but I can make it work at some point. More info to come on that, as well as many other things.